Dark and Darker is a video game that I've put hundreds of hours into, and it isn't even out yet. The video game itself is a PvPvE extract looter game, and unlike other games in the same genre, we have spells and swords instead of guns and bullets. In this game, there are 6 classes with unique perks and active abilities: Rogue, Ranger, Fighter, Wizard, Cleric, and Barbarian. You can group with friends up to a max party size of 3, but this means if you're a solo player, you have a chance of running into 3 enemy combatants at the same time, which usually results in your demise. This intrigued me, however, not because I didn't have any friends, but because I wanted a challenge. Despite the odds, I set out on a mission to prove that I could become the best player in Dark and Darker that only played solo queue. I mean, I want to set up my traps. Cleric, I think. Well, 2 down. Oh my god, we somehow won it. He doesn't know what to do. Yes. Gotta leave. I had to leave. I was gonna get one shot there. Into the next room though already, I think. Dead. Dude, are you shitting me? Your first solo queue experience is gonna feel awfully similar to when you used to get bullied in school. I had some semblance of a game plan loading into my first time. It was just pretty much get as much loot as possible and rat the fuck out of there. Large reinforced chest. So my entire purpose is I'm gonna loot these chests. And, wait, holy shit, it's already a person. This bastard rogue. I thought he was solo until behind him, there was a cleric. And I didn't realize at the time, clerics were going to be the hardest thing for me to deal with in the entire history of Dark and Darker. I went back to go hide, try to run away from them, but they had a fighter in the group that could easily get healed up by their cleric, so I just had no choice but to book it far away while taking mob aggro the entire time. Run! Oh! I zoned him off! I zoned him off! Die! Why is he not dead? Now, if you were paying attention, I stabbed that fighter more times than Nicole Brown Simpson was stabbed by OJ. Rogues are one of the most gear-reliant classes in the entire game. Until you're late-game rogue, it's very hard to even get a single kill on somebody that has remotely any decent gear. And as a solo queue player, I mean, you'll notice, at least for the couple times I played rogue, I was not having a good time. Now, for some reason, 5 games in, I wasn't learning. There was always groups of 3, and yet I was somehow still surprised that there was 3 people fighting me, and I would flip out every single time without fail. I was about as surprised as movie fans are that M. Night Shyamalan still makes new movies. Stab him and run! There's 3! Ah, no! Why is there always 3? Why is there always 3 of them, dude? Now, finally, after about 2 hours, luck was on my side. And conveniently, it was after I turned to alcoholism to drown my sorrows away. Even though the effects of the Dutch courage were still heavily in my system, I could make out on the distance a barbarian sprinting right for me. Die. He's not dead yet. I'm supposed to have extra strength, aren't I? I thought getting drunk gives me more strength. There's somebody over there. I decided to sneak around the corner where it was dark and go invisible and lie in wait for my victim to come across my path. Hiya! I can win. I can win. I can win. He missed. He missed. We can win. Dodge. Up. Oh, we got him. We ducked. Woo! Let's go! The battle looked very similar to a boxing fight for paraplegic content creators. Also in the game, and it is actually really cool to me, you can throw torches onto pressure plates to open secret traps. You can pull levers for doors that are hidden in weird areas. There's so much shit like that in this game, and it really does make it special. About 2 hours in, understanding the context, I was desperate for a portal. I was about as desperate as a 30-year-old male on Tinder in Australia. All right, I'm gonna activate Rupture because I think Rupture permanently lasts. That's the escape portal. We gotta stop that guy. We gotta stop that, man. No! That was gonna be my portal! Now, unfortunately for me, the ranger in the room swooped from underneath me to steal away my 4'3" ocean liner of a wife. Oh, I mean portal. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. After that rat stole my portal, I was at an all-time low. I was staring into my monitor like you would stare into the void after watching 10 hours of Joe Rogan and deciding to take mushrooms. Although it was bleak, I still had a chance. We had 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to find the portal, to find the exit, to finally get out of this hellhole. Foolishly, I decided to engage group of 3, but luckily enough, I got away with my life. Close. Open. Close. I ran towards the jail cell without knowing that there's traps pretty much everywhere and guards posted up. Those are the same as... No, they're better. What? There's a trap? Are you kidding? Damn you, fart zombie. Oh my god, I'm surrounded. Jump down. I was surrounded on all sides after stepping into the trap. 2 zombies surrounded my exits. I had no choice but to run. An archer blocked my exit from the distance. I had to go invisible to hide from him to make sure he wouldn't shoot me. This archer is from the 2nd floor. 1 person down portal has appeared. 1 person escape portal has appeared. Oh! Like a gift from God himself, an escape portal opened up right in front of me as the skeleton was charging up another shot. God was testing me. He said, "This is your time. Prove that you are worthy." And luckily for me, I managed to get the escape portal and get out of there. Let's go! Now that I finally escaped, I had one last thing to do.
Ranger,
Black Horseman sex, crystal ball faction.
What does he want? The lockpicks or does he want the armaments?
Hey, lockpicks.
Lockpicks?
That's all you got.
Is he gonna give me 60?
I'll give 50 so I don't have to split.
Bro, other people want lockpicks. Fuck off.
250. 31 plus 2 damage. Rare.
That's a good point.
Rondo.
Offer.
I got enough. How much?
Bro, what do you mean? That ain't how this shit works.
How much?
Let's sell it for 750.
500, please. I have 500.
Bro, you gotta have more than that, dude. Come on.
No.
I'm assuming it sells for 300. Nobody wants to buy it. Here we go.
Hello. Do you have purple plate pants?
Retarded?
Negative. Don't.
And boots?
Why would he? In boots? What? No. What? Hello? Did this guy read? Did this guy?
Damn.
Did you read?
Never mind.
What the fuck? Dude, what are you doing? What are you... Isn't this like a pretty good shield? Round shield, 2 knowledge, 1 resourcefulness, all attributes. Oh, he wanted it. I'll say 300 G's and see what he says after that. 300 G's is reasonable for this thing, I think. If he says 250, I'll sell it for that.
Yeah, hell no, with those stats, smiley face emoji.
You could just negotiate, you fucking moron. Jesus Christ. Ooh, legendary spear? How much, sir?
100 candy.
100 candy. Wait, that's 3,000 fucking gold. All right, everybody, I'm not dealing with this trade market, bro. Everybody's delusional. I don't think I've seen a community more delusional. I'd rather sell to the goddamn NPC than I would rather sell to the NPCs on the trade market. As I sat there perpetually repeating my words and screaming into the void, I lost track of what the true goal was. So far in this video, we've been stuck. Back in October, the 2nd playtest of Dark and Darker ran, and that's where I played Rogue. That's where all of the footage thus far has been from. But I've been so far from my goal of being the #1 ranked solo player. So I had to go back to the drawing boards. As we mentioned before, there are 6 classes in Dark and Darker: Cleric, Barbarian, Fighter, Wizard, Ranger, and Rogue. Cleric was possible to run solo queue, and in fact I've heard good things about it. However, I thought that Cleric at the time was only good in parties. Barbarians might have ended up being the legitimate best solo queue class. However, at the time going into playtest number 3, I was absolutely decimated by a class we'll talk about later. Fighters are the most versatile class in Dark and Darker. They use heavy armor and plate, and with weapon mastery, they can choose literally any weapon they want. On top of having an ability called Second Wind, which gives them 50% of their max HP back, it was a great choice. Wizard was super weird. I think that the class overall was incredibly broken and had crazy shit in playtest number 3, but it was incredibly gear reliant and I wanted to stick to something consistent. Rogue was incredibly fun, but it didn't end up being the best class. In fact, it ended up being lower on my list than I would have thought. What would happen in solo queue is I would kill one guy out of surprise, the second guy would then duel me, and then the third guy would show up and I'd already be weak after taking some shots from the second guy, so it would end up dying. That only really left us one class that I thought coming into playtest number 3 would give us the best chance of winning. That was Ranger. They have the utility of traps, they have field rations to eat so I don't have to worry about healing mid-fight. I had a bow to take out targets at range, whether that was a duel with a fighter or another ranger across the map, or PvE. It was the obvious choice for me, and going into playtest number 3, I felt incredibly confident and wondered what lied ahead. The class that we have to play that's the most giga-busted is the Ranger. So there's a few things to note leading into playtest number 3 that was important. They changed how you queue for the game. They added normal queue and high roller queue. Normal queue, you see generally not great stuff. In fact, the highest rarity I ever saw in normal queue was blue. However, in high roller queue, you saw way better gear and also ran into way better players. They also added a new rarity of loot called green tier, which is one step above white and one step below blue. Now, leading into playing Ranger, I didn't know what to expect, but after my first game, you'll see I felt about as good as Vladimir Putin did after the Brittany Griner trade. Let's start off by watching my very first game in this playtest. I wanted to play a bit more reserved, collect as much treasure as possible so I could queue high roller and get to that sweet, sweet leaderboard. But as is tradition with Dark and Darker, I was ambushed. Wait, there's people here to my right. Oh fuck, they're coming. Got him. Now, if we take a look at the map, you'll see, first of all, there's a zone that's going to close in. Second of all, you'll notice that there's rooms around the map. Each room has different spawns of monsters, of treasures, and all that kind of shit. There's also those square rooms you see, which is where a player spawns. My guess from those spawns had arrived. Unfortunately for me, the starting bow for Rangers is the equivalent of the Dude Perfect Nerf signature bow, which according to Amazon sells for $399. But worry not, I was not rattled. I shored my mental and was ready for a fight. I kept strong, and luckily for me, Quick Shot was just about to come off cooldown, which shoots 3 shots in quick succession no matter what ammo you are at. And with 3 successful headshots on the Barbarian, I managed to find the kill. Now, all that was left was his teammate, who was apparently preparing for the next Navy SEALs course. David Goggins would be proud. This guy was underwater for at least 3 minutes. I was tired of waiting, so I decided to take a plunge into the deep water and duel the rogue close mano-y-mano. Die, you fucker! Got him! Woo! I came out on top, but the zone was closing in on me fast. And then just as I was moving into the zone, the game fucking crashed. Oh, previous game abnormally terminated. No! No, it was going so well, dude! But I had a basis, and I kind of knew what I was doing on Ranger. This class felt fucking strong, and I knew we were gonna wreck HAVOC. Yeah. Really? Wait, that guy died in my traps. You can see him in this window. He falls back. Got him. Shoot it. There you go. He walked in my trap. He's gonna die. Got him, boys! Now at this point, I felt fucking good. I was well on my way to becoming the best Ranger in Dark and Darker. Let's take a look at how I knew that. Now, there's something I haven't been telling you guys. After my first day playing Ranger, I noticed you could buy hunting traps from the shop. It was only 3 gold for 3. So every game, I would just queue high roller and buy as many traps as my inventory could possibly hold. Then I would just spam them on every doorway in any room I was looting. I would usually put 2 or 3 on one spot because nobody would expect that. I mean, I'll just set up my traps. After the RuneScape obby, I waltzed my way towards the group of 3 to bait them like a siren into my sex dungeon. With a quick hop, step 1 was complete. Foolishly, the barbarian stepped into my trap. And just like that, 1 down. Oh, wait, no, we killed 1. Welcome to my home! The cowards feared my room. They opened the door with nervous hands. However, the fear of unknown scared the hell out of them. They didn't want to enter my moist crevice. I can be patient. You guys are a 2-stack here. I shot him. They booked it away from me, so I decided to hop my traps and give chase. They closed the door behind them, so I decided to put a trap down in case they came back. And hilariously enough, just as I put my trap down, he walked out and stepped into it. 2 little piggies down, and then only left 1, the fighter. They don't seem to get it. They can't run. You can't just run from me. Where are you going? Oh, you scared? You want your mother? Oh, you a scared little baby. Oh, you a scared little baby. I'm so sorry. You want your mommy? Now all I had to do was get to the middle. But one problem. Wizard. Wizards were the most broken class in the game in playtest number 3. There was a weird bug with ignite builds, and they would scale pretty much infinitely, resulting in wizards being the most dominant class. Each door I would close would be immediately blown up by a fireball. It felt like they added Gandalf to Dead by Daylight. I was stuck in the zone now, and I couldn't open the door directly either because I would have been killed by the spiders on the ground. My only choice was to jump to the high ground and try to deal with the skull bat. It's a black one, or a gray one. He's gonna attack twice. Or should be okay, though. What? How are you not dead? How is he not dead? Jesus Christ. Please. Surgical kit, pop. I need this to pop while I'm healing. 7, 6, 7, 6, 7, 6. Back and forth, my health goes from 7 to 6. Please, please, please. Oh my god. Barely at the nick of time, I popped my surgical kit and I made my way towards the extraction portal. He just left? Okay, let's get out with this Warhammer. Hello. Goodbye. And just like that, playtest number 3 was over. But was that the end of Dark and Darker for me? We haven't accomplished our goal just yet. Maybe in playtest number 4.